following program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.
Welcome to Gate City Chronicles. I'm Kevin Avard, your host, and today I'm joined with Carol Weeks. And Carol, you are part of the Nashua Soup Kitchen.
Yes, I am.
And welcome to the show, Gate City Chronicles.
Thank you, Kevin.
What's going on with the Soup Kitchen? I know that they had a groundbreaking event not too long ago. What was that all about?
We are so excited. We are getting ready to move into our new home. We've been at our current location at 42 Chestnut Street for about 33 years. And we outgrew the facility several years back. So it happened that the former VFW building on the corner of Quincy and East Pearl Street became available, and we were approached, asked if we were interested and wanted to buy it, and we did. Oh. And that was about a year ago. It was April of last year, and we were busy fundraising for the rest of last year to come up with a $2 million amount of money to start reconstruction. And we started that about 2 months ago. Wow. And hopefully we'll be in our new facility by September.
33 years ago, I
Yes.
used to play around that area on Chestnut Street with a friend of mine, Jason Gabriel. Used to live on right where the store is, or close to it. And you know, looking back, I don't remember the lines being as long.
No, unfortunately not.
If you drive by Chestnut Street on certain days, you'll see backed up to almost to the street. If I'm not trying to exaggerate, but where people are looking for provisions.
Well, you could find lines several times during the day. We do serve breakfast Monday through Friday from 7 to 8. We have 47 seats in our dining area, and we usually serve about 90 people in the morning for breakfast. So there's usually not too big of a line at breakfast time. But after breakfast is done, we have our food rescue truck go out to different grocery stores and other places and take food that would be thrown away. It's perfectly good. And what we do is have volunteers go through it, bag it up, and get it ready. So from 12 to 2, we give away the perishables that we've collected. So people do start lining up outside about 11:30 for that service. And we've had so many people, Kevin, we actually have to split the alphabet in half now. On Tuesday and Thursday, people with the last name that begins A through M can come in for perishables, and then Wednesday and Friday, N through Z can come in for perishables. On Mondays, we give out food boxes from our food pantry, and a family can come in one time a month for that emergency food box, as well as perishables when they come in. A couple of years ago, we got some funding, and with that funding, we've been able to give out a gallon of milk to families with children when they get their food boxes, and everybody gets a dozen eggs and some type of meat, whether it's a whole chicken or a roast or something like that, that we also provide for the families. After that, we get ready for dinner. So again, you will see lines on Chestnut Street. We reconfigure where we give out the perishables and make it back into a dining room area. And at 4 o'clock, we have families come in to eat from 4 to 5. And then from 5 to 6:30, the general public can come in. So usually about 20 minutes of 5, quarter of 5, the folks will start lining up to come in 4 or 5 o'clock. And the line is pretty constant for at least the first 30 minutes because we only have 47 seats. We're feeding at least 200 people a night for dinner. And we do serve dinner every single day of the year.
Yeah, now, off camera, we were talking, and you said that at least within the last 6 years or so, it's just been growing exponentially.
Unfortunately, yes.
And yet, you know, it's kind of, you have mixed feelings. You're building a new building. It's going to be a lot bigger, be able to house a lot more. And in your gut, you're saying to yourself, well, good for you. You're doing a great work. But wow, wouldn't it be better if we could find these people jobs? Or now, can you tell me what are the basic needs that these people have?
Sure. We do help a lot of the working poor. So unfortunately, a lot of our clients do have jobs. They
Right.
might have part-time jobs or not quite full-time jobs at some of the larger stores in the area, making minimum wage, and it just is not enough. And so a lot of our working poor, if they get into a pinch, say that they're sick and they have to buy medication, or if a tire blows out on the way to work and they need that vehicle to get to work, so they need to purchase a new tire, their budget is so tight, what do?
Right.
They don't buy groceries, or they eat at the soup kitchen. So we're a stopgap for folks that are living on the edge. And we do have an education and employment advocate. His name is Tom Lopez, and he's been very successful with getting people jobs. He helps them prepare for interviews. He helps them fill out resumes. He helps them with the online job applications. He helps them get back to school, whether it's community college or a trade school. So we've been very successful with that
Has
also.
Susan Mealy been part of this as well? I had her on the show just last Tuesday, and she basically helps people with, she's kind of a financial advocate, if you will, a literacy advocate. You know, people that, you know, at the end of the month, you don't have the money, and you don't know where to go or how to budget it. And she's a city clerk here in Nashua, and she actually helps people that are struggling on knowing how to prioritize their money, which is something similar, you know.
Right. We have a very good working relationship with the welfare department and with City Hall. One of our other staff people, Juana, also helps with shut-off notices. If somebody's going to get evicted, it is so much easier getting people help while they're still in their apartment.
Right.
It is so much harder to get them help when they're already evicted on the street.
Are there a lot of homeless that show up?
Yes, there are.
Yeah.
And we also have 2 shelters. They're not at the soup kitchen, kitchen location. They're in 2 different areas in the city. We have a single man and family shelter and a single woman and family shelter. And I looked at the census this morning, and most of the single men, we had 1 in his 60s, 4 in his 50s, 4 in their 50s, some in their 40s, only 1 in their 20s, and 1 in their teens. And the single women, we had 1 that was in her 40s and 4 that were in their 50s. So it's an older population that is unfortunately homeless in our community that we're, you know, trying to help get back on their feet. And we have families that stay at our shelters too. But I was just surprised by the statistics of the ages of the single the single people in our shelters.
Tell me about the volunteers that join you. I mean, they're the
Sure.
heroes, obviously, of the community.
Yes, absolutely. I call the volunteers the heart of our agency, because without them, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. We work with over 1,000 volunteers throughout the year to get things done. What gets done? When you go into the soup kitchen for breakfast or for dinner or for perishables, there's usually only 1 staff person in the kitchen, and everybody else is a volunteer to make everything happen. Around the holidays, we need a lot more volunteers. Thanksgiving of last year, we gave out 1,008 Thanksgiving food boxes in the Monday and Tuesday before Thanksgiving.
And all the local stores help out with that, Hannaford's, Market Basket?
Yeah, we have a great working relationship with Hannaford, both in Hudson and in Nashua. At the holidays, they put together a Helping Hands box that consumers can purchase. I think it's for $10. And that box goes straight to a family, and it provides them with some of the basic essentials that we give out during our Thanksgiving holiday food drive. We also do it again for Christmas, and they also provide it for Christmas too. But
Right.
yeah, there are other businesses in the area that do things for us around the holidays. Some of the realtors actually put together food boxes for us, bring them in already complete, which if you've been over to our facility now, Kevin, the basement is quite small, and that's where our food pantry is, and everything is packed down there. We try and start with at least 300 boxes made before the day of distribution so that we can get a head start. And then we have about 20 volunteers downstairs in this very small space trying to move around from the donations that we've gotten from a very generous community.
Right.
In the new space, we're not going to have to do that. The food pantry is on the same floor as the soup kitchen. The food pantry is going to be a shopping food pantry, so folks will be able to go with a volunteer through our food pantry and actually take off the shelves what their family will like to eat. rather than just be handed a box of food saying, here's your emergency food box.
Is there ever a time where, you know, like in the season that the volunteers are not, you know, as plentiful? Is it the summertime? Is it, you know, we all seem to flood there when the holidays come. But
Correct.
Is there a time where, you know, we really could use some?
Well, right now, yes, right now. We're struggling with some of the daytime spots to be filled. Usually, if you're a daytime volunteer, we ask that you can come in between 9 and 2, even if it's just one day a week. We can accommodate different hours, but those are our standard hours of when we need people most. And we do have a few dinner shifts that are open. A lot of our dinner shifts are covered with organizations, communities, churches, religious organizations around the area. Some of our groups have been with us for 27, 28 years on the same night once a month. But there are spots that have opened up. Riv University has the first Wednesday of the month, and they take the summer off. BG comes in the second Thursday of the month. They've taken it off for the summer. So we do have a few spots available.
Right, so please, right? And how do people get involved? Do they contact you or what?
Yeah, they can contact me if they have a group. But if they want to volunteer as an individual, they just have to pick up the phone and call the soup kitchen. And our number is 889-7770. And just ask to speak to someone in the kitchen. And the kitchen person will let them know what's available, if there's anything available that day or that week. And then they usually come in. If they're a first-time volunteer, we just ask them to fill out some paperwork, sign a waiver of confidentiality, and they're good to go.
If somebody wants to donate, what's generally the best thing that you can donate?
Well, right now, because of the move, we're asking that only things on our wish list come in, because we're trying to pare down to get ready for our move. So we have a website. It's the initials of our agency, so it's nsks.org. And on that webpage, I maintain a wish list, which I update the first of every month. And I usually don't change it unless we're in dire need of something.
Okay.
So with the summer coming up, with the kids almost out of school, we see an increase in families coming for emergency food boxes because the kids are home now. They're not going to school for breakfast and for lunch. So the top 3 kid-friendly foods are peanut butter cereal and macaroni and cheese.
I was just going to say macaroni and cheese has got to be on there, right?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yes.
Oh, good.
Yes. And we have a standardized checklist that our volunteers go by to see, you know, what goes in every box. We try and provide soups and canned vegetables, a protein source like maybe tuna or a canned chicken, something along those lines, pasta, a tomato product that maybe they can make a casserole with, or something along those lines. So,
are there local businesses? I know Hannaford, you said they contribute. Are there other local businesses that you can give a little plug, saying, hey, you know?
Absolutely. When Trader Joe's moved into Nashua, we pick up from them Monday through Friday. We pick up from Costco Monday through Friday. We're part of a restaurant. Well, it's a national organization that restaurants can participate in. What they do is they freeze their product, and we go and pick it up once a week. So we pick up from Olive Garden, Bahama Breeze. We pick up from Smoky Bones. We pick up from Longhorn on Daniel Webster Highway and Longhorn out in Amherst. We pick up from the Amherst Kentucky Fried Chicken. We also pick up from Target on Amherst Street almost daily, and we pick up from Walmart out in Amherst at least 3 days a week.
Well, that puts a little lump in my throat, because it's nice that they're helping out, you know, with what you can, obviously.
Well, it's amazing, Kevin. The first year that Longhorn participated in this frozen giveaway, they sent me a report, and just the meat alone in 1 year's time, they donated $62,000 worth of meats that would have been thrown away.
Right.
And these are items that weren't plated, but they were prepared in the kitchen, and they weren't ordered, so they were going to be thrown away at the end of the night.
Why waste it? Right? Why waste it, right?
So we encourage other restaurants that want to get involved, or people that want to donate. Give us a call. You know, we'd be glad to talk to you about it. We love donations, whether they're from home. If you have a party, graduation party or whatever, and you have leftovers, call us, talk to us.
Are there other items that you can, like clothes, or does that go to other places?
One thing that we don't do is clothing.
Okay.
The only thing that we do is coats. Okay. And there's hooks on our kitchen wall from front to back, and that's how our coats are put out. They're hung on those hooks every winter from October through February. And we're part of the One Warm Coat organization, that Burlington Coat Factory up at the Old Nashua Mall. We're part of them. It's promoted on Good Morning America, and they collect coats for us. We pick them up weekly at the beginning, and then almost daily when they're in the midst of it. And we give out about 4,000 coats that way every winter. And all folks need to do is they know that the coats on the wall are for taking. So if it fits and it's what they need, then they just take it.
Now, how about water? Is that a constant need as well?
In the summertime, with people waiting outside, we always try and have water available. Yes.
Right.
Absolutely. And another thing we do in the summer is our backpack program. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's been going on for more than 20 years, and we used to be able to do it at the soup kitchen, but we outgrew it a couple of years ago. So the Ledge Street School Gymnasium, the principal there has been wonderful, and she has again agreed to host it this year because we're going to just miss our new building. We're not going to be moved in time. But last year we gave out just over 2,300 backpacks to kids in our community, and it's about a 10-day project to get ready for it. We collect brand new backpacks and brand new supplies from communities, individuals, families, churches in the area. People have already contacted me. They're already starting to collect these items for us. And then they bring them for a donation to the Ledge Street School. I believe it's Monday, August 11th, 12th, and 13th. We'll be collecting them. Then I have volunteers come in. One of the great groups that comes in for that is Fidelity. We actually have so many volunteers from Fidelity. We actually have a Fidelity Day that's dedicated to just their employees. And they are so funny because each team that comes in, they come in every 2 hours, and each team tries to outdo the other team to see how many bags they can pack that day. But it's a great service, and folks, the distribution date will be, I think it's Tuesday, August 19th this year. And
there seems to be a lot of creative ways to help.
Yes.
And
yes.
You can facilitate that.
And that's one of the only activities that we do that's all ages. All ages can volunteer, because in our kitchen you have to be 12 and older to volunteer.
Interesting.
But at the backpack program, I've actually had toddlers with their parent packing bags for us to try and give back to the community.
I say this just about every time I do this show. This is a great community. And
yes.
On one hand, I wish you the greatest success in what you're doing, and it's beautiful. It does put a lump in your throat. And on the other hand, I wish we didn't need you.
I wish so too.
Yeah. Let's get the people back to work again.
Yes.
Let's hope we can do that. Any final thoughts for our guests?
I am just grateful to be here. We are so excited to move into our new facility. Like I said, we're going to triple our size. There's going to be hopefully no waiting outside. It's handicap accessible. I don't know if you've been to our building now, but the business offices are on the 2nd and 3rd floor. There's no internal access to get into our kitchen. Staff has to go outside, and a lot of folks can't access the stairs because they're so steep. It's a 100-year-old building. There's no elevator. So we are just so excited about moving into our new facility.
Wonderful. And the website again is?
nsks.org. And I also wanted to mention one last thing. We haven't met our total money goal yet for the building. We've raised about $2.3 million, and the project is going to be just under $2.7 million. So we're about $300,000. So people can still contribute. They can still be part of it. And a national foundation has a last-minute challenge grant that if we raise that $300,000, they will match the final $100,000 for us to meet our goal.
Wonderful.
So anybody can call the soup kitchen and find out more information about that. We'd love to talk to you about a donation.
Well, Carol, I appreciate you coming on the show. Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching Gate City Chronicles this week. Please contribute, be part of the community. Everywhere you look, there's something good going on in Nashua. Until next week, thanks for watching. Thank you for watching Gate City Chronicles. And we want to thank our sponsor, Aardvark Dean of Clean, the carpet cleaner in Nashua. You can reach him at 603-630-1743. And if you would like some more information about Gate City Chronicles or want to be a guest, contact me at gatecitychronicles@gmail.com. Until next week, thanks for watching.
The preceding program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.